Ay, maraming salamat. Once again, good morning. And shout out po pala sa lahat ng mga teachers natin, sa lahat ng ating mga viewers, of course, our school heads and leaders from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Ayan, I'm sure na we're all over the Philippines, even abroad, I'm sure. So today, we move forward with another critical leadership focus that focus on how to build your technology program. Ayan, kung last week, doon tayo sa mga leaders. Now, we focus on the program. Okay po? So, we all know that technology is no longer a nice to have. It's an essential part of every school success. So, hindi na lang siya yung, ay, gusto ko to, ay, maganda to. No, it's a core foundation para sa success ng school natin. Okay? So, but building a sustainable, effective, and future-ready technology program takes vision, planning, and leadership. Okay? So, today's objective is, ayan, andyan yung anak ko, wait lang. So, four objectives or five objectives we have for this session. Number one is to understand the essential components of a strong school technology program. Another is to align technology initiatives with your school's vision, mission, and goals. Third is to identify strategies for selecting, implementing, and evaluating digital tools. Ayan, another is to build a sustainable and inclusive tech culture that empowers both teachers and students. And of course, to leverage AI tools like Gabay to enhance teaching, learning, and school leadership. Ayan. So, ang dami nating objectives. Hopefully and surely, we'll be able to attain those objectives. Okay, so bago po tayo mag-umpisa, just a quick reminder, if you haven't created your Gabay account yet, please do so now. Ayan, because you'll need it for our hands-on activities later in the session. All right? So feel free to use the comment section to ask questions or even share reflections or just simply let us know your thoughts throughout the session. All right? And just a friendly reminder, please practice responsible digital citizenship. So avoid sharing your personal information like your email addresses or contact numbers. All right? So, lahat po ba kayo ay Gaba users na? Ayan, let me see nga sa comment section. Type in heart heart or thumbs up kung kayo ay Gaba users na. Let me see. Let me see. Get ready to be inspired, equipped, and challenged to take your leadership to the next level. Now, to guide us in building technology programs that makes a real difference in schools, we have with us an experienced education leader and ed tech coach. He is an award-winning Filipino educator, a school leader, an author, and a digital learning consultant whose work focuses on empowering learners to become critical thinkers and agents of change through transformative education. Ayan. He also serves as the chief officer of Tagpros Education and is a member of the National Basic Education Commission of the Catholic Educational Association of the Philippines. Grabe. Diba? So, friends and fellow educators, let us all welcome Sir Francis Jim Tuscano, or Sir Jim as we call him. Let's give him a virtual applause or heart react. All right, let's go.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to the second episode of the Back to School campaign of Tagpros Education. And this is the second episode focusing on helping school leaders. And for today, I will be talking about something dear to my heart. I actually wrote a book about this, and it's about how education technology program of schools could help uh, our students be better, our teachers be better teachers, and our school communities more responsive to the challenges of 21st century learning. So again, I am Francis Jim Tuscano. I am an edtech coach. I work with different schools and I work at Tagpros Education as well. for teacher training. So welcome. It's a Saturday. I don't know if it's raining on your part, but we hope that you are safe. We hope that you are dry. And shout out to our loyal participants who are always here with us, and to our school leaders who have spent their Saturday for this very quick but very informative webinar. So let me just start by sharing my screen. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Okay. So if there are any questions, please make sure that you put them or type in the comment section of our Facebook Live. Our session for today will talk about designing a future-ready school technology program. And I want to approach this by a vision-driven or vision-led and whole school approach to designing and implementing an EdTech school program. Okay. I just want to show you something. I've been part of the EdTech community. I've led the EdTech program in the school where I'm currently at at, and I want to show you three interesting pictures. It was always a joy for me when I was back in the classroom to use technology to help our students learn better. And the first picture, I think that was still an iPad 2 or something. We were using Google Maps. We were using Google Maps in studying for our religious and values education class, the journey of Moses and the Israelites. I've always felt before when I was a child, I was always fascinated on how the experience of the Israelites in the Bible would look like. It was hard for me to imagine that because I didn't have any world map. Even if I had a world map, I didn't have a very specific map for for the land of Israel and Egypt before. So if you look at the first picture, we use Google Maps, and our students traced the journey of the Israelites, and they realized how long the journey was. In our mind, kala natin magkakatabi lang yung mga lugar noon. So they appreciated the story of Moses and the people of Israel through looking at this map. Okay, that's Google Earth. And then when I was teaching as well, grade six, one of the new apps that I've discovered, like back in 2016 or 2017, it was Classcraft. So I use it for student engagement. I think Classcraft is still currently available right now. So for Classcraft, my students would assume a character, and I will be rewarding them points or golds. They can level up if they've done good things in my classroom, and I could deduct some their or XPs or lives if they're misbehaving. So it was more of a classroom management tool. And then when I was not anymore in the classroom, I was coaching teachers. And I remember the third picture. This was in a Filipino language and literature class for grade six. They were doing their project-based learning. Their challenge was to solve the flooding of nearby cities or the cities where they live in. At that time, Apple Pencil was new. So in creating their prototype, I encouraged the teacher, shout out to Ginang Altares, who's always been a very one of our best teachers who were very open. She was already a veteran teacher when the one-to-one iPad started for her class, but she was very, very open, and we were able to do a lot of 64 iPad integration in her class. So there, the third picture combines creativity, working on the iPad, and them drawing the technology program. So years ago, this is how I personally started. But I can also say that years ago, when we began integrating technology at Xavier School, we didn't start with apps platforms, or devices. The three pictures would show you different kinds of learning. One is very visual learning, looking at maps to appreciate the story that they're reading. The other one is a gamified approach to learning to ensure that the students are engaged. The other one is more visual and more creative. How can we use technology to make sure that our students can solve real world problems? So, project based learning. This was our answer to the question, what kind of learning do we want to see? So that was the beginning of the question that we had. We did not go with choosing what apps we're gonna use, what tool we are using. We started with this kind of question. What kind of learning do we want to see? And the answer to that question shaped everything else in terms of our technology program. At Xavier School, where I currently teach, our iPads came later. Our use of edtech tools and even right now the AI tools are coming later. What came first was our technology program vision, grounded in our school's VMG. So, hindi po nauna yung tools, hindi po nauna yung apps or AI. Kasi ngayon, parang ganun yung nangyari. Yung tuwang-tuwa tayo, gusto natin itry. But before that, it was actually asking the question, what kind of learning do we want to see? And what really is the vision of our technology program for our school? And just to segue and just to advertise na rin, this is one of the reasons why this is one of the reasons why I I wrote this book. I wrote a book. It's called Empowered to Thrive: Igniting the Blended Learning Journey for the School. So it's a book published by Rex Education, and it's been how it's the book Chronicle celebrates my a decade of doing technology integration in the classroom. So I hope you're able to look for this. It's available on Lazada and Shopee. So if you want to dig deeper more about technology program, what I'll be sharing to you right now, you can always go to this go to Shopee and Lazada and look for this book. Uh, some are asking how much is this book. I think it's 600 pesos. The book is 600 pesos. So what I'm gonna share right now are summary or things that came from the book and my experience and reflection. Okay, so I'd like to remind and reframe our discussion in terms of a very important reminder. Technology doesn't transform schools, people do. People who are part of the community, whether you are a student, whether you are a teacher, whether you are a school leader, what we want to remind ourselves is that it's not the tools that will transform us. It's not the flashy gadgets that we have. It's us who are working together, who are putting ourselves out there, engaging with our students. So, this session will walk you through a practical and holistic approach to building your school's technology program. If you already have a technology program, treat this as something like a review, a reminder of how technology programs should be. Okay, so um, I want to make sure that our technology programs are grounded into five important things. Number one, vision and values. Number two, assessment and planning. Three, teacher empowerment. For the skill set, mindset, tool set framework that I have been advocating since I started working with technology. And of course, the content of my book. Here's my book, by the way. This is my book. Okay, so if you can, it's just a thin book which you can use. So this is the book. Okay, the whole school approach, which is contained here. All right. Okay, so let's start with our why or anchoring our program, our vision anchoring our technology program in vision and values. Okay. I think we must avoid what we call as the tool trap. The tool trap means that schools, well, teachers are so excited in using a technology tool that technology becomes their goal. It becomes not their technology becomes the center of what they're doing. Why is this not a good thing for me personally? Because number one, this is not sustainable. It's never transformative. You cannot base your technology program on a tool uh that is popular right now, but still it's popular right now, but does not have any deep connection with the way you want learning and teaching to be in school. I'm gonna give you an example. Back when Instagram was new, I know of a few teachers who asked their students to create their Instagram account, and they were creating Instagram photos. What were they creating for Instagram photos? These were high school students, and for their vocabulary expansion, they would take photos of things, and then they would put words and the meaning in it. So it's like editing a photo and then adding the word that your photo is about, and then putting a meaning. So it's like vocabulary. So mag-aaral ka ng bagong words through taking pictures, editing it, good for Instagram. It's good. It's cute actually. But then something that could have been done for less than 5 minutes by simply looking at a dictionary, whether it's online or on-site, learn a new word with their new meaning, was done for 30 minutes. Yung parang lugi ata tayo, yung gusto nating gawin, nakakaya naman natin in 5 minutes, pero dahil usong-uso yung Instagram before, nag-Instagram ka. So, the precious time of 30 minutes was used for something that was not sustainable at that point. It was not transformative. Yes, it's cute. Yes, it's very helpful, visual learning and everything. Pero worth it ba talaga sa oras na kailangan natin para sa classroom? So, that itself becomes a tool trap. Sana iwasan natin yun. Yung parang sikat ngayon yung isang application, gagamitin natin without any vision in mind. Okay? So the first step then in any meaningful technology program is to clarify the vision of learning you want to support. The questions that we should be asking ourselves is, how does technology, or how will technology support our VMG? What do we want our students to be able to do, not just what tools should we use. So again, because learning is very student centered, we need to make sure that our technology program supports the vision, mission of our goals. So heads up, kung hindi nyo po alam yung vision, mission ng goals ng school ninyo, medyo mahirap pong mag-align. Our favorite word right now is alignment. We align everything to what we align everything to what we expect our students to do, and our what we expect our students to be. So your use of technology should not be outside that. It should be aligned. So if you are aiming for to become a 21st century school, then make sure that there's a technology program that will support your students. Okay, just a heads up. And I know I get a lot, I become very controversial in this statement. Sir Jim, magiging 21st century school ba kami kung wala kaming technology? Kasi I've seen some schools who would say they are a 21st century school but they don't have a technology program. For me personally, and I've earned a few people who disagrees with me, and okay lang. Um, I just believe that you cannot say that that you are a school with a good technology program, or you're a 21st century school if you don't have a technology program. Because the fact that you are telling us that you are a 21st century school, the marker of 21st century is actually the presence of technology. So parang ang hirap sabihin na 21st century po kami pero wala naman po kaming technology. So paano 'yun? 'Di ba? Eh yung marker ng 21st century is the presence of technology. Okay? So I think that's the first thing that we need to understand. Because when we advertise, ang lugi, para siyang false advertising eh. Ang lugi yung mga students natin at ang mga parents natin. We're saying something that we are not. So it sounds like snooty or something, but on this conversation, we need to make sure that we know what we're saying because we will have students and parents hoping that they are in a 21st century classroom, but technology program, I'm not even saying technology tools, but if you don't have a technology program, then it will be very, very challenging and very, very hard for our dear students. All right. So I hope I'm clear with that. Okay, so let's go to the next part. What's the next part? Okay, so for the next part, let's talk about aligning technology with our school core identity. Or, I mean, before I go to the next part, I just want to leave you with this big idea. Your technology program should reflect your school's educational heart, not simply its digital ambition. Yes, you can expand. Yes, you can have flashy gadgets and tools. But the big question is, does this reflect your educational heart? Will this help? Will the use of technology help your students be better based on your vision, mission, and goals? All right. So the next part is, so sir, we know our vision. We already have our vision. Where do we start? Already, where do we get our hands dirty with the technology tools or plans that we have? You need to make sure that you understand your context as a school community. When you try to understand the school's context, your people's context, your culture's context, you need to make sure that you make a needs assessment. So, I think you are all familiar, school leaders and soon to be school leaders. Needs assessment is very, very important. It will teach you, it will give you a glimpse of what needs to be done, and how it needs to be done, and how it could affect your strategic planning in the future. Okay. So before drafting any technology plan, conduct a needs assessment that looks at number one, teacher readiness. Check if your teacher are ready for technology integration, their skills, beliefs, and confidence, even in terms of integrating technology and pedagogy. Are they also confident in integrating it in terms of their content and instruction, and the use of technology and assessment, and even classroom management? How do they manage technology integrated classrooms? Infrastructure is another thing that you need to look into. Does the school have good access points for internet? Is there an IT support? What is the device ownership as well? And then you look at curriculum integration. How will the students be readied for the use of technology? How will the teachers be trained to use technology? And then lastly, equity and access, because you want to make sure that the whole school technology program does not leave anyone behind. Anyone could mean your students, anyone could mean your teachers, your school leaders, your parents and family members. So not no one should be left behind. So if no one should be left behind, and I'm pretty sure we will encounter the problem, the challenge of how do we provide access to everyone so that everyone gets to experience the benefits of technology. So these are some of the things that you could ask yourself. It talks about readiness for teachers, readiness of students, readiness of the learning environment, and how ready are you with access as well. So, something that you could look into to structure your analysis, you might use some existing helpful frameworks that can provide a clear lens of evaluation. In terms of teacher training, TPAC is an excellent framework to look into. Are our teachers able to combine subject knowledge or content knowledge, pedagogy, and technology effectively? So TPAC, that's the technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. When you want to evaluate how technology makes or supports enable student-centered learning, you might want to use the technology integration matrix by the University of South Florida from their College of Education. It evaluates where the use of technology in teaching and learning sits along a continuum. So is it from entry to transformation? It looks across the five 21st century learning characteristics like active learning, constructive learning, collaborative learning, authentic learning, and even goal-oriented learning. So again, professional development for teachers and readiness, use TPAP. If you want to make sure that 21st century is the one being supported by technology, look for TIMS. How about asking the question, um, how would we know if we are really maximizing our technology tools? The SUMMER model or the SAMR model is one way to look at how technology is being used. In a way, though, you need to make sure that these three are well integrated or well put. In ASMR, for example, the goal might be you don't want to simply substitute, but sometimes even substituting itself can already support 21st century learning. Like, for example, yes, you use, for example, Google Docs to substitute writing for an essay, but if the assessment is really to write an essay or a research paper, kahit substitution yan, mataas pa rin ang level of 21st century learning siya. So make sure that everything looks well or it's integrated well so that you don't get caught with the things that you know. Okay. Um, Teacher Jim, how can we gather insights? What methods for data collection could be? There are a lot of things. Number one, you can survey and make sure there's teacher self-assessments. Let them share with you where they are in terms of confidence, in terms of mastery of skills. I usually do this. We usually do this even for pre-training, just to make sure that you are aware of where they are. This will also help for your design for professional development so that you can give a more contextualized and more helpful way of training your teachers. I like doing classroom observations, even outside school, when I work with other school, I would always request maybe I could sit in their classes, look at their classes, and then maybe observe how they're using technology. Focus group discussions is good when you want to dig deeper into any data or any insight that you want to have about how technology is being used. This will provide you more ideas or more specific ideas on teachers' confidence. They can explain to you why they are confident or the opposite as well. Okay. And you can use analytics from your learning management system or AI tools. You can know more about the use of technology and those things through the analytics that you have from your different platform. Okay. Remember, though, that the goal isn't just to gather data, it's to understand your school's culture around technology. So I think that's very, very important. You want to understand, so it's not just a needs assessment, it's actually understanding where you are, where your school are right now. Okay? Um, we want to look at building a culture of innovation in schools as well. What do you mean by this? I wrote this in my book here. Okay. The whole school approach. We don't want, how do you call that? We don't want that the technology program is siloed. I don't know if you understand the meaning of siloed. Siloed means hindi lang dapat separated, dapat integrated, systematic, whole school lahat ang paggawa ng program. So when you and for this I wanna emphasize that in our school uh you don't ask let me in our school we can ask a simple question, who owns the technology program? Let me just go back to it. Okay, who owns the school technology program? Take a moment to really think about your answer, no? Sino ba talaga? If your honest response is, that's our IT's person's job, or that's with our EdTech coordinator or EdTech lead, then this is where the transformation work truly begins. Because here's the reality. A school technology program will only thrive when it's not the responsibility of one person or one office or one department. It must be whole school work. It must be shared, embedded, and alive in the daily life of our classrooms, of our leadership conversation. Kahit kayong mga leaders, dapat nagmo-model kayo ng technology, your students' experiences, and even the school culture in general. This is where I introduce a framework though that I developed based on years of work with innovative schools across Philippines and beyond. So I call it the collective brilliance approach. It's built on a belief I hold deeply. Sustainable transformation doesn't come from individual genius, it comes from collective brilliance. So it's not about finding one superhero teacher or that one passionate IT head or maybe school leader. It's about building a culture, collective brilliance, where everyone, leaders, teachers, students, and even parents contribute to the learning ecosystem. So let me walk through you six components. Okay. Number one, empowered individuals. Number two, collaborative teams. Number three, ethical and inclusive practices. Number four, growth mindset culture. Five, shared leadership. And then, of course, student agency or student voice. The first one, in terms of empowered individuals, um, we often talk about student agency, but let's not forget teachers too need to feel empowered. So, what does it mean? Empowered teachers are those who feel trusted to experiment. They're the ones who, even if they're not tech experts, they are willing to try something new because they know their efforts are valued and not judged. So, in our school, in your school, ask yourself, are we only empowering the early adopters? Or are we giving every teacher, regardless of age or skill level, a pathway to grow and contribute? Empowerment is built through coaching, conversations. That's why that was our past session. It's about coaching, instructional coaching, teacher led learning circles, or your professional learning networks, peer showcases, and even access to professional learning that's meaningful and manageable. The second component talks about collaborative teams. Innovation flourishes in schools where there's collaboration across roles. Don't isolate edtech into a silo or limit to it on your edtech teams or your tech integration team or your tech champions. We can create a cross-functional group. What does that mean? Teachers from different subject and levels, curriculum planners, curriculum heads or your department chairs, subject area coordinators, even your students representative. I want to give a shout out to one school that is dear to my heart, Montessori de Sagrada Familia. When we were creating their AI policy, they brought in their students to help craft the AI policy for the whole school, and that was really interesting. So even parents who can give insight, that's very good as well. At Xavier School, we've done this by forming cross-level innovation task force or EdTech champion or EdTech committee. These groups aren't just implementers, by the way. They co-design and then even they don't just lead programs. They even co-design the programs, professional development programs for our schools. And that makes all the difference. Collaboration isn't a nice to have, it's actually the engine of sustainability. I love that word, collaboration. Collaboration as the engine of sustainability. The third component is called ethical and inclusive practices. Okay? So what does it mean? Ethics and technology must move beyond acceptable use policies. It must be formation based. Especially for us, I come from a faith-based school, from a Catholic school. We need to make sure that what we do, especially right now with our AI going around, they should be reflective of our school values, of our faith values as well. So, yes, we can have policies, yet more importantly, we need to make sure or build ethical conversations around this use of technology. Okay? All right. The fourth the fourth one is called growth mindset culture. So here's something I always remind school leaders when I do my talks. We can't ask teachers to innovate if they don't feel safe to fail or to take risks. Innovation requires risk taking, and risk taking requires psychological safety. So paano magiging innovative ang mga teachers natin kung takot silang magkamali? You know that when you talk about innovation, trial and error, committing mistakes or failure is actually part of the whole process. If you look at many innovative products, even in the early ages, or maybe earlier, they're product of accidents, they're products of mistakes. So, as school leaders who are building their technology program or who are sustaining their technology program, we want to make sure that we model this kind of thinking. We can share our own failures. We can laugh about our own works that didn't work. Let's celebrate iteration and learning. Not perfection. Yun kasi no, we have a culture of perfection in our education system. We celebrate those that magaling, the top one, top two, the top three, si cum laude, si summa, and everything. So we have that kind of culture where we just celebrate those who are successful, those who are good. So we need to make sure that we support everyone. How can we ask them to try something new if they don't feel safe, if every mistake will be taken against them? So, as school leaders, you want the growth mindset culture that they will persevere, that they will continue experimenting, exploring new ways to integrate technology better. But they need psychological safety and your support. Transitioning to our fifth component, shared leadership. Um, in this culture, the EdTech coordinator is no longer just a tech gatekeeper. They become a facilitator of shared learning, shared leadership, or shared learning. We build capacity by distributing leadership, inviting others to lead training session, to mentor peers, and even co-design policies. For example, in the school where I'm teaching it, we have a very strong EdTech committee or the technology in learning and teaching committee where teachers are empowered to contribute wherever or whatever they're good at. Everyone has something to contribute. That's the message that we should be sharing in terms of shared leadership. We don't want gatekeepers. We want to make sure that everyone participates, everyone shares in the work that we do. So move away from command and control models, the very top-down method. Lean into co-creation, lean into collaboration, and hopefully that's what will be sparking your culture of collaboration. The last one talks about student voice. Student voice, the learners. The learners are at the center of every technology program. That's what we want to happen. So we involve them in decision making. We let them use our platforms and we gather feedback from them. When we do pilot programs for technology tools that we like, we involve them because they're in the end, like their teachers, they will be the users of such tools. So, for example, at Xavier, we give students space to showcase their tech creations, apps they design, the videos they edit, podcasts that they launch, the e-journals that they have. So, especially because we're doing project-based learning, so there's always that component of being able to share it uh outside or for an authentic audience. Okay, whether it's through online platforms, through symposia or events designed for sharing, or just maybe just reporting to the class. So there, okay, when students see their ideas shaping the way they learn, engage, and responsibility, they grow well. They contribute well. After all, it's all their future that we're designing. So to summarize, I just want to put a summary to everything. Um, Let me just go back. Okay, the idea of collective brilliance. So, what does it mean? Collective brilliance means shifting from tech as task to tech as culture, from top down plans to bottom up empowerment, from siloed roles to shared responsibility. This shift from tech for teachers to tech with the whole school is what sustains transformation. So, when your entire community takes ownership of innovation, that's when the program becomes resilient, relevant, and truly impactful. So, notice now, it's not just one person anymore, it's not just one department, it's the whole school. So that kind of leadership becomes sustainable because you involve everyone. So let me ask before I move to the next part, is your school running a tech program or is it building a culture of innovation? Are you building a school culture of innovation or it's just a technology program driven by one person? Okay. So we want to focus on empowering teachers. Okay, we want our teachers to be trusted, to experiment, willing to try new things because their efforts are valued, not judged. We want to make sure that there are collaboration teams. Innovation thrives where there's collaboration across roles. Don't isolate EdTech. Create cross-functional growth groups. Collaboration is the engine of sustainability, like what I've said. I want to again drive the point of growth mindset and shared leadership. Is your school a safe place to try new things? Is your school practicing shared leadership or is it just command and control? For your students, do you listen to your students? Do you invite them? Okay, do you make sure that they have also their own stage in the classroom? So collective brilliance, like what I've said, shifting from tech as task to tech as culture, from top-down plans to bottom-up empowerment, from siloed roles to shared responsibility. Now, I think what about from vision to action? This is the third part, and I wanna challenge you to what we call as the 100 day tech roadmap. In your first 100 days, if you're planning to do technology, let's try to challenge ourselves. For the first month, you might want to uncover the foundation of your vision and assess where you are. And then for the second month, you can do planning and strategic planning. And then for the last third month, implementation and review. Why is this a good challenge? A good challenge is, for me, it's a good challenge so that you can put into timeline the things that we are talking about. So, for example, step one, form a tech vision team. What does it mean? Get their teachers, get your academic leaders, get your IT or EdTech coordinator, get your students and parents. Work together and maybe create your own tech vision. Don't just get the expert, get everyone. You should be able to represent all of your stakeholders and try to uncover what kind of technology supported learning do you want to happen. Again, to make it to turn into action, try to do a readiness assessment. Gather real data or understand your school's current tech landscape strengths and challenges. Your TPAC assessment, your team's evaluation, school surveys, interviews, and even usage analytics. And then, lastly, to turn your vision into action, maybe draft a 3-year tech roadmap. Huwag lang 1 year. Kasi pag 1 year, baka wala, hindi nyo masustain. Anchor your plan if you're coming from a public school sector, or if you do school improvement plan, or do you have school strategic goals, that would be okay. You do not draft a roadmap that is outside of this. They should be integrated not just in your vision, mission goals, but to your own institutional strategic planning. So again, clarity and commitment are the key. So you can look into the 4 areas of professional development, plan for teacher training, and then ongoing training for your new teachers or for new tools. Look at upgrading your infrastructures, your device refresh cycle, your bandwidth, your internet connection also. Don't forget instruction and assessment, student-centered initiatives like the use of digital portfolios, or maybe even looking into media literacy programs. And then make sure that your roadmap has monitoring and checkpoints. How do we know that we are doing well? So this is just a rough challenge for everyone, a draft, maybe something that you could do. If you want to plan, maybe it's important to look at the first 100 days. 1 month for assessing your needs, 1 month for uncovering your vision. Then, after that, to maintain the enthusiasm, plan, and be strategic, and then implement and then review. So, that's one way of turning the vision to action. All right. Um, some closing and reflection ideas. So, what future are we coding together? The future of education is not device driven, it is vision led. The most powerful tool we have is not AI, it's not edtech tool, it's the shared purpose. And I want to drive this point again. The future of education is vision led. It's sustainable because we always anchor what we want to happen to our school vision. And the most powerful thing are not our edtech tools, it's our shared purpose. Vision led education for school technology program has 3 C's: clarity, compassion, and co creation. Clarity, you know your objectives, you know your goals. Compassion, you empathize and support for all community members. And then co creation, building solutions together, fostering shared ownership. A school community that is built on these principles of clarity, compassion, and co creation will thrive regardless of evolving technology trends. So, what is your next action as an individual after this? What is one action you will take tomorrow to move your school toward deeper ethical and visionary technology use? Start your conversation, 'di ba? Engage your leadership team, or if you're the school leader, engage your team on what kind of technology vision do you want. Reread your mission. Tingnan nyo yung mission ninyo. Align your technology goals with your school's core mission. Run a tech audit, assess current technology infrastructure and usage. And then lastly, if you're ready, pilot a tool. Experiment with a new tool that supports learning, not just task. So when we design with vision, lead with values, and build together, we create schools that don't just use technology. We create schools that transform through it. So yeah, I think that this is a quick idea of how technology could be built. A technology program can be built in our schools. Again, if you want to know more how I work at my school and other schools to build their own technology program. So please, you can take a look at this book. It's called Empowered to Thrive, Igniting the Blended Learning Journey in School. You can order this online by Shopee or Lazada as well from Rex Education. So yeah, I think I'm ready for an open forum for everyone's question. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Jim, for that inspiring and very insightful session. I think everyone's watching right now will agree na talagang sobrang dami ng valuable takeaways in understanding kung paano ang true role of an instructional coach to applying effective coaching strategies and even using tools like AI tools or the Gabay tool to create a bigger impact in our schools. Ayan, so thank you so much, Sir Jim. Ayan, bigyan naman natin ng virtual applause si Sir Jim. Yan, sobrang sobrang daming information, sobrang daming learnings. Ayan, pa-check naman natin ang ating comment section, yan, sa inyong mga reaction. And if there is any question or inquiry, clarification, or insight that you may want to share, please type it in the comment section, please. Ayan, sige, let's check po. Let's check. Ayan, let's hear from you naman, our Facebook Live audience. Ayan, kung meron kayong mga questions dyan. Sige nga po, let's see.
Hi, Glenda. Hi, everyone. There's a question on the certificate for session one. Let me just answer that, Glenda, para ano. Uh, so for those who are looking for the first session certificate, we usually send 1 week, 1 to 2 weeks after, because we check whether you were able to do the evaluation form, the attendance form, and everything. So, don't worry, we will be sending those certificates. I think because it's 1 week within the day, the first session, session one, on instructional coaching, we will be able to send them today. For those who are looking for the verification, sometimes what you can do is to just log in. Most of the time, if you click the verification, okay na po yun. So try to log in using your account na, and I think it will go there. Um, while waiting for the question, thank you, John Rich. I'm seeing some very good feedback. Ayan. Um, I wanna, sa gabay, yung gabay po, hindi lang po siya pang teacher. So there are also some leadership, how do you call that, tools that we can use for leadership. So I'm not quite sure if okay lang po ba i-demo ko lang yung ano, ah, yung possible gabay AI tools that we can share. Okay? Ah, nakikita po ba yung screen ko? Ayan. Titingnan ko kung ano. I need to share pala. Share screen. Okay. Medyo hindi siya nag-aano. Let me just restart my screen, and then I ano, baka Glenda, there are questions or you can read some comments. I'll just restart.
Okay. So while we are waiting for Sir Jim para may ayos ang kanyang screen para he can share about Gabay or how we can use Gabay briefly. Ayan. So let's check the comment of some of our leaders here in our Facebook Live from Sir John Rich Ilagan. Thank you so much, Sir Jim, for a very insightful discussion. Truly a very fruitful and meaningful session. Yan. Another from Ma'am G. Ayan. Thank you so much, Sir Jim, for the very meaningful, inspiring, and fruitful insights. Ayan po. And if there is any questions about your account in Gabay or logging into your account in Gabay, we'll answer more of that. Okay po. Okay. So we followed it up na po sa ating IT team. So let's just wait for the feedback. Okay po? So may mga hindi natin maiiwasan talaga yung mga technical issues 'pag mga ganyan. So let's wait and we'll update you. Right? I think Sir Jim is ready.
Yeah, when you log in, this is the the beautiful Gabay user interface. You will see from cards. Gonna zoom in for lesson planning, differentiated activist project-based learning. But I want you, if you're a school leader, you go to this part. Pwedeng dito sa school task completers or there is a section below, it's called Grow More. So if you are an instructional coach or you want to help your teachers, when you click here, the post-observation coach can help a teacher reflect kung ano yung mga comment ng mga na pwede nilang improve. So halimbawa, na-observe ka and then yung classroom management mo, halimbawa dito, I was observed and I need to improve my classroom management skills. Ayan. Using technology. So you can if you're a school leader, you can ask your teachers to use Gabay and then look for the post observation reflection coach. Ayan po. Tapos makikita nyo dito na pwede niyang tulungan si teacher kung to understand the feedback, ano yung magandang nagawa ni teacher, and then reflection prompts and growth opportunities and suggested next step. So, if you are a school leader, you want to help teachers with their technology program and you observe them, eto po, meron kayong ganito, para siyang reflection coach that you can ask the teacher or you can use so that you can help your teacher do better. So this is downloadable also. So you can download this as PDF so you can use it for your coaching or for yourself. Okay, that's called the post observation reflection coach. There are other things that you can do as well. If you're into research, ayan, may research idea planner tayo. So you just say, I'm interested in uh, um, um, knowing the impact of using, for example, using um, ano ba yung using gamification, Kahoot, halimbawa, Kahoot app to help improve reading skills of grade 3 non-readers. So if you're a technology program, if you're the one in charge of your technology program and you want to do research, there's an AI called Classroom Research Ideas Generator. So your target students are grade 6, the research part. You can choose which of these parts. Let's just choose everything. Ayan. Tutulungan ka ni Gabay para magkaroon ka ng idea on how to conduct the research. This is not a how do you call that, it will not write the research for you. Pero 'di ba sabi ko kanina sa talk ko, yung in building your technology program, you want to have a successful how do you call that, you want to have a successful way of getting evidence or data that your technology program is working. So you can have research, you can use Gabay, the AI tools called Classroom Research Ideas Generator. And then yan, bibigyan ka na ng idea on how to proceed with the research. Can you please go to your comments if you're listening and watching. Tell me if this AI tool within Gabay is very helpful. Ayan. So, sobrang ganda nito. Okay? So, that's a research ideas generator. You can also download yung output niya. What else are other leadership tool? Ayan. If you're looking at technology program, di ba sabi ko kanina, capacity building, yan, mayroon tayong PD planner that you can use for your teachers. Ilalagay nyo lang kung para kanino yung training. Ayan, who's the training for? School group, small group of teachers. Halimbawa, mga newly hired sila, subjects being taught, various or mixed grade level. Main objective, for example, is to learn more about summer and use it for lesson design that integrates technology. So ito po ginagamit natin, AI to na for PD Planner. Ayan, participants' needs and challenges. They are new teachers. They have no or minimal experience in using technology in the classroom. Well, the real classroom. So, and then you want a title, training description, preferred training format, gusto nyo face-to-face, delivery mode, in person, number of minutes. Halimbawa, sabihin natin, ano to, 90 minutes. Glenda, kano kahaba yung LAC session sa ano? Slack? 60 sa DepEd or school? 40?
Mm.
Okay, so 40 minutes. Ang short naman, so gagawin na lang nating 90. Special ano lang 'to, okay, number of sessions is 1, number of hours, 2 hours, ayan. Do you want evaluation? Yes. Add recommended training output? Yes. So yan, if you are a school leader and you want to train your teachers, meron tayong professional development planner. So work similarly, drop down lahat ng mga yan, you just choose. Ayan. So what I'm showing you right now are tools that could help you. Ayan. Help foster your technology program. Ayan no, meron ka ng training. So halimbawa, for those thinking of how to train their teachers, you already have an idea of how to proceed with your training. Ang maganda pa nito, pagkokopyahin natin ito, no, copy natin yan. We can actually help you even create your own PowerPoint. Ayan, meron na po tayong bagong release, PowerPoint Slides Generator. Ayan. So you can take a look at that. Let's click it, no? Um, Presentation generator, yung audience mo are teachers, language is English, presentation style is informative, teaching tone is, halimbawa, academic, number of main ideas, 11 to 15. You can choose no if you want to include images, pwedeng wala, pwedeng meron. I want to put the topic here, the one that I copied from our training program for technology, and then generate. Tas magge-generate siya ng PowerPoint. So, ang pinapakita ko ngayon is how do we put into action yung plano natin for technology program. This one really helps for professional development. So, nakagawa tayo ng outline for PD. Ngayon, meron na tayong presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Ayan. Let me know in the comment if you're excited to use this. Tingnan nyo, oh, meron na siyang outline ng training nyo. So kahit si Ma'am Glenda na mag-Slack session sa public school, sa school niya, pwede na siyang gumawa. Yan, meron ka ng outline ng talk mo. Ayan. Tapos, tingnan nga natin. Sige nga, sir, pwede bang PowerPoint? Yes, we can download this as PowerPoint. Ayan. Let's just take a look, no? Medyo it will take a while for the PowerPoint presentation. Sabi niya dito, presentation downloaded. Ayan. Tingnan natin. Open ko yung presentation. I'll present this para makita niyo. Present. Stop screen. Can the tech team look at what I'm sharing para they can show it? So PowerPoint, no? I'm just gonna open it. Where's my PowerPoint? Okay. Okay, I'll just share my entire screen para makita niya. Screen 2. Okay, can you show it? Ayan. Nakikita ba? Screen 2. Yan. Yan na yung na-download kong PowerPoint presentation. I did not add pictures, but I already have the ang tawag ba natin to? Content. Ayan, 'di ba? Pwede na kayo mag-volunteer sa mga Slack sessions ninyo, madali na. Ayan, oh. Ang kulang na lang dito ay pictures. You can just add real life pictures if you want. So yun, I think what I've done is to show you some. Ayan, very good ang presentation generator natin. That was just 7 credits. Yan, so hindi po siya mahal. So I was able to show you a lot, no, of the things that a school leader can do. So yun, meron din tayong visual-based worksheet wizard. So for those teaching or coaching and creating technology programs for early ed, ayan, meron tayo. So yun lang yun, ano, while waiting for questions, I just wanted to share na hindi lang pang teacher ang gabay. There are school tasks, tawag natin to, mga school tasks that school leaders can use to communicate. Ayan, meron din tayong memo writer if you want, even mga intervention plan. Okay. Even classroom dilemma assistant, no? Pag may teacher kayong nagpapatulong din sa inyo, you can use this. Halimbawa, student behavior, gusto mo yung approach mo ay disciplinary restorative. Ayan. Your dilemma is a student keeps on bullying another student. Restructure response, pwede kang mamili kung paano yung structure mo. Yan, assertive yet respectful. Pwede ka din gumawa ng communication draft. Yung output mo pwedeng on-screen lang or even PDF. So even you can even use this for to help teachers, coach your teachers, and even doing technology program feedback using Classroom Dilemma Assistant. Ayan o, bibigyan ka ng gabay ng analysis of the problem, the factors that needs to be considered, and your suggested communication script. So yung mga teachers dyan na kaway-kaway, yung mga takot mo ipag-usap sa mga parents, meron na kayong tool within Gabay. I think those are the new tools that we have right now that can help with technology program and leadership. Ayan. I think may isang question. Ayan.
Yes, Sir Jim. Meron tayong question from Sir Senon. Do you have any sample of tech ed program?
I have some samples with me, but I'm not quite sure if I can share it publicly because it's a school property. But if you look at online, no, and research or search, there are actually very good samples online. So just go online or just we can show you siguro baka next webinar, no, how to create. Ayan. Okay? Ayan.
Yun. So, grabe, no? As leaders pala, we can take advantage of the tools in Gabay na napakarami pala na hindi lang teachers ang pwedeng gumamit, kundi pati school leaders natin ay pwedeng-pwede. So, yan. So, sa next LAC session namin, pwede na ako mag-volunteer. Ayan.
Yes. Kasi may
Yes.
PowerPoint tutor ka na.
Correct.
Ayan.
Diba, ready-ready na siya. I-ano mo lang talaga. Kailangan mo lang anong tawag dito, i-make, i-make ano talaga si Gabay. Ano ba yan, out of words ako. Sobrang na-overwhelm ako sa mga tools ni Gabay. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung iisa-isahin ko dyan or ano yung mga itatry ko pa. Kasi maraming new features na inilabas si Gabay like our PowerPoint. Ayan. So, talagang kailangan lang natin i-maximize si Gabay para makita natin ang lahat. Yon. So, do you still have any questions? Yan, sabi ni Sir Jerry Tamayo, school leaders, financial support is crucial for the success of the technology programs. Without it, the implementation of these programs can't thrive even though they are widely recognized as beneficial. In another commendation from Sir Senon, it is a big help for administrators and inspire teachers. Yes, gaya nga po nung sabi natin kanina, kung hindi man natin kayang itaas ang sahod, pababain na lang natin yung workload. Yun, using gabay. Yan. Yun. So, alright. Thank you so much again, Sir Jim. Ayan, sa napakagandang session na ito. Sobrang helpful po ito, hindi lang sa mga teachers, kundi para sa ating mga school leaders pa, para talagang ma-lead ng maayos at ang mga teachers natin. Yan. Alright. So, before we officially close, we just have quick reminders, important reminders. Ayan. So first, we kindly ask all participants to take a moment to answer our post-training evaluation form. So yan, ipa-flash nila yan sa screen and the link. Ayan, this will only take 2 to 3 minutes of your time before you leave. Please make sure to answer this. Yan. And the evaluation link is in the comment section na din. Yan, so you can accomplish it na. And please make sure to complete the form para ma-receive ninyo yung certificate of participation. And please give us at least 2 to 3 weeks to review all submissions. And your digital certificates will be emailed to you once all the verification is complete. All right. And another, if you enjoyed today's session and you've been using Gabay, do not forget to join our Gabay referral program. It's our way of saying thank you for helping us grow this community of innovative educators. So by referring fellow teachers, ayan, school heads, or even your whole faculty, you can help them discover a powerful AI teaching sidekick. Ayan, para mas mapa-lighten ang ating load sa schools. Of course, by helping and sharing, you can earn rewards in return. All right. So we'll post the link in the comment section so you can sign up right after the live stream. All right. And lastly, again, this is just the beginning. Please stay tuned to our upcoming trainings and webinars. So napakarami po niyang mga upcomings. And we have an upcoming CPD training this coming August 30. Ayan na po, August 30 na po yan. And this one will give you 5 credits. Yan. And kindly scan the QR code to register. Ayan, ipa-flash din nila sa screen. Ganyan. Yan. So make sure na maka-register kayo for the August 30 session natin dahil napakaganda ng training session din na yan. So make sure. All right. And to all our leaders who joined us today, again po, thank you so much for your time. Of course, your commitment in everything na ini-invest po natin dito ay talagang makakatulong po sa ating lahat, para sa ating Philippine education, para sa ating mga learners and ating mga teachers. And may today's sessions empower you to keep you leading with vision and teaching your teachers with impact. Ayan. So keep exploring Gabay, please. Refer your co-teachers and let's continue this journey together. Don't forget to complete the evaluation form again if you haven't yet, and to join our upcoming training in the Gabay community on Facebook for continued learning and collaboration. So on behalf of Tagpros Education and the entire team, maraming salamat po. And we are so proud to stand beside educator leaders like you. So stay passionate, stay innovative, and as always, lead with the heart. Yeah, so follow us on Facebook and TikTok for more updates. Again po, this has been your host, Glenda Milarion. Thank you and congratulations to all.